I know for me, when I said like, oh yeah, when I was studying, I was like, oh yeah, I get -1 to -5. I was like, it was mostly like -4s. Welcome to the LSAT shortcut. Any tips for matching individual section scores with full PT section scores? When I take an individual scored section, I almost always go -2 to -0. But when I take a full PT, I range from -5 to -2 per section. Thank you, Anastasia. Bailey.
Focus on replicating what you're doing section-wise on the full PT. I think also take some stock of what you notice kind of happening different externally and internally. Chances are when you get to a full PT, pressure's on, maybe your brain is starting to get more tired. You're not taking some time to do little mental resets and remind yourself about like slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I got to read thoroughly, make quick decisions. I got to pre-phrase, I got to predict. If you're doing the exact same things, I mean, you're going to get much more similar scores with, of course, variation between sections for different question types. That's my first thought. Henry?
So when you say -5 to -2 per section, one thing I would ask is, are you getting more wrong later on? Could be a bit of like a stamina issue. One thing I just try to tell myself is that I know I can go -2 on a section. Let me just do 4 individual sections in a row, right? So that's one thing to tell yourself, right? It's like, I'm not taking a PT. I'm just going to do this section, and then I'm going to do this section, and then I'm going to do this section. So you don't have this like little compounding thing where you say, oh, well, maybe this last section went poorly. I need to do really well in this section, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing I would say too, it's like, when you say -2 to -0, what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you getting the occasional -0 and then more -2s? If that's the case, then it's not crazy to get -5 to -2 in a section. Then I would aim to try to go 0 per section, right? Like if you can, right? Like how often can you go 0 per section? Now, will that translate into a perfect 180? Probably not, right? Even if you're consistently scoring zeros, it's normal to miss 1 or 2 questions. But that's what I would try to aim for, is to ask yourself, like, I don't know. I know for me, when I said like, oh yeah, when I was studying, I was like, oh yeah, I get -1 to -5. I was like, it was mostly like -4s.
Right.
I had a -1 sprinkle.
Range. -1 is like my best, but I've done it once. Exactly.
I had a -1 sprinkled in there. And so like for me, what that just told me was that there's probably some more room to, like, maybe I shouldn't worry about trying to translate my PT scores into section scores as much as I should just keep on focusing on like getting better sections. So, I mean, hard to say. We can't see any of your PTs or your sections right now, Anastasia, to see where that breakdown. But that would be 2 things I would consider. One, or I guess that's just one thing that I would consider is like, one, what is the breakdown of your -2 to -0? If you're leaning more -0s, then probably start to try to like get into the right headspace where you're like, I'm doing one section, I'm doing one section, I'm doing one section, I'm doing one section, just happens to be in a row. If you're more -2s, you're lean -2, then there's still some room to grow. I mean, it feels crazy to say, but there's actually still some room to grow when it comes to doing individual sections. So that'd be something I would focus on.
Agreed, yeah. And just to kind of wrap up on that mindset note too, if you're going into your full PTs, like, I need to get X score. Like, this is the day that I get the 175 or whatever you're looking for. That usually makes it so you're not going to end up getting the 175 or whatever you're looking for. Usually what happens is you get your highest scores when you're not expecting it, because you're just doing the same things that you've practiced time and time again on your full sections and your drills. And so, like Henry's saying, don't even think about those full PTs as PTs, like where I'm going to get this score and it's going to, equate to my worth, and that's going to open up these doors for law schools, blah, blah, blah. Focus on them more as just like, hey, it's just 4 individual sections all back to back. It's a lot of, don't think about the total amount of questions, but it's a lot of individual questions all back to back. You could do one question, you could do a section, you could do it all together. It's just more of a mindset thing.
Well, thank you for the question. If you want your question answered, feel free to leave a comment on our video, and also like and subscribe.
See you guys tomorrow.
Ta-ta.